Hi, Part 1. This is your reading on what's hidden from you. So I set the intention for these messages to be short and sweet. So we'll see how that goes. But right off the bat, Part 1, there is an overall energy of being mindful of what you're consuming because it's poisoning the relationship that you have with yourself and other people. And this is causing you to be conflicted about how you approach different situations. Again, not only with the outside world, but with yourself. Intrapersonal versus interpersonal. And so when Spirit talks about what you're consuming, a large part of it is what you're consuming in the kitchen, particularly what other people are preparing for you. I'm getting journal the effects of what you're consuming, what you're eating. I just heard take a scientific approach. So Spirit wants you to evaluate the difference between when you set intention for your meals and when you don't. When you say prayers over your meals and when you don't. I'm also getting when you say prayers over your life and when you don't. When you go to restaurants or certain environments where people seem to be agitated and upset, as opposed to when you eat with family and friends that do it out of the kindness of their heart. Or you prepare something while you're in a good mood, a heightened mood. Yeah. Also, be mindful of the company you keep as well, because this is also affecting how you make money, how you make your bread and butter. It's like, notice the difference between conversing with people who are combative versus people who seek to give and support. Yeah, I'm getting their strength in I'm getting their strength in numbers as well. As long as you speak up. Yes, okay. So, boom, that's another thing. Another message that's hidden from you is it's not an issue to work with others. It's more so an issue about speaking up. So it's not about separating yourself from other people. It's not about not looking to give so much as it is about giving within limitations, giving and speaking up. I'm hearing don't go from one extreme to the other, or don't look to people who are the exact opposite of what you have been healing from in order to move forward. Yeah, because a lot of you all with this Page of Cups and this Two of Cups, you are naturally really giving people. You're naturally really supportive people, very kind-hearted. And so you could have gone through a phase where people took that for granted. And Spirit wants to encourage you to recognize and learn the difference between being assertive and aggressive. It's okay to assert your opinions. It's okay to assert your boundaries. But that doesn't mean that you have to turn aggressive. You don't have to go from giving your last to being at war. Yeah, there's a way that you can meet others in the middle. And that's your form of protection. Spirit, clarify the spellcaster. Spirit, clarify the spellcaster. Yeah. What's hidden from you is you need to watch the company you keep and be mindful of what energies are sharing space with you. Because even if it's something that you're consuming online or in the media or as entertainment, it still has an effect. Yeah, and I'm getting songs, music. Be mindful of the music you're getting. Yeah, be mindful of the messages that you're getting in music. especially when you start to repeat them, meaning you start to sing it out loud. Now you're going into the realm of speaking incantations. Now you're chanting repeatedly. So it's like, be aware of whether or not what you're consuming and speaking is going against what you really desire, what you really want. And with this Page of Cups, it's almost like, again, we all love a little ratchet hit, every now and then. We love a good ratchet show every now and then. But it's about maintaining a good balance. With this Page of Cups, it's like I just keep getting tread lightly, Meaning you could play it for a little bit. You can watch it every now and then. But with this Hermit card, it's about being aware of what you're watching and being aware of what you're listening to and being mindful when you're going overboard. Same thing with eating ice cream. It's cute or whatever to have a carton of ice cream every now and then. But when you go into the territory of eating a carton of ice cream every single day, it's like, whoa, Sally, let me evaluate this real quick. Let me tread lightly. Because with this Page of Cups, I just keep it cute. And when I say keep it cute, for those of you who don't know what that terminology means, it means like not too much. Don't do too much. Not too much, Here and there, sprinkle a bit, but that's it. So, for example, when it comes to music, I really like female rappers. I really like my Texas girlies. I like my Georgia girlies. That's just what I tend to listen to, especially when I'm in a particular mood. However, if I'm in a stage where I am intentional about manifesting a certain type of partner, when I listen to certain songs, I make sure that I set the intention that type of music that I am singing out loud is for men that do not align with my highest good. I love Ken the Man, but Ken the Man is always going to tell you in her raps, F these ninjas. And if I am the type of person that wants to be in a healthy commitment, I need to let it be known, not even to the world, but to myself, because this is my own personal enjoyment. This is my own personal experience. This is my playlist when I'm getting dressed or when I'm riding around or when I'm having fun. That, yes, F these ninjas that do not serve my highest good. But let it be known to you with this Hermit card. It's for your self-awareness that that's not your general energy. If you're trying to manifest off of Sierra's prayer, but you're singing Megan Thee Stallion and I guess JT music, because City Girl's not really in right now, let it be known that when you're singing a song about you both not ish, that is for if you are dealing with a certain type that you don't entertain. Because you're casting that spell around you. You are engulfing yourself in that energy, whether you are conscious of it or not. So that's why it's important for you to be aware if you're going to enjoy that type of language, or if you're going to enjoy that type of music that has that type of language. And Spirit is encouraging you to balance it out. So again, for instance, if I enjoy that music for fun, I'm also going to make sure that I do things and I'm intentional about consuming things that support my desire. So, if I'm just listening to that music for fun, but I desire a healthy relationship, I'm going to look at podcasts of couples that have been together for decades. I'm going to read literature from therapists who have led couple counseling for decades, and they're writing books on healthy relationships if that's something that you want. It's about having the balance and act in your life to get to where you want to be. It's Spirit is saying what's hidden from you is to be careful not to go to one extreme or the other. Then we have the Empress. What's hidden from you is that your beauty is increasing. And the more you speak life into the way you want to show up in the world, the more it'll happen. So not only does it require you to take action towards what you want, but it also requires you to, think kindly, think loving towards what you desire. Self-love. Okay, so that's another thing that's hidden from you. If you are desiring to change your physical features in a particular way, I'm hearing it's easier said than done. So it's more so about being loving towards yourself and allowing you to evolve into what you desire instead of pushing so hard to obtain it. And being angry, and not just 11:11 on the clock as I said it, about the timing or how it evolves. And I'm being called to give this example. So, for the longest, I was a B cup girly, and there was nothing wrong with it. Like, I did not hate my B cups, but I desired larger breasts. Like, I wanted to experience that. So I would jokingly say to myself, like, I'm going to have, this is funny, I am going to have larger boobs. Like, I would just say it. Like, I would take a shower and I would be oiling myself up and I would just be looking in the mirror. And I'm like, what type of body do I want? And so I would just imagine, like, the type of body I wanted to experience. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just envisioning it without beating up who I was in the present moment. Well, fast forward a few months later, and I realized my body had completely evolved. And it wasn't something I was doing consciously. Like, yes, I said I wanted that experience, but in the meantime, I just started to change my diet. But it was more so because I wanted to make healthier choices for myself. And it was more so because I wanted to go to restaurants that were out of my comfort zone, which so happened to have higher quality of food. And then I so happened to start taking more dance classes just because I wanted to have fun. And then I just so happened to keep looking in the mirror and envisioning who I wanted to, or the body type I wanted to have, because it was something fun to do while I oil myself up to, I have to entertain myself throughout life. I'm a Leo, so I like to have fun with everything I do. I say all that to say is like, that's a clear example of the difference between casting negative spells around you unintentionally and casting spells for your higher good or for what you really desire unintentionally. You could half-heartedly say what you want and just repeat it every day. So all in all, the things you say, the things you do, the things you consume lead to either healing and the fulfillment of your greatest desires and wishes, or it can lead to your detriment. You are a natural manifester. You are the creator of your life. So you have to be aware of whether or not what you're doing, what you're saying is conflicting what you want for yourself, or if it's supporting what you want for yourself. So with that, Pal One, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking in. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye. Pal 2, this is your reading on what's hidden from you. What's hidden from you, Pal 2, is that you are actively self-sabotaging yourself by not being courageous enough to make your own choices. And this felt really uncomfortable to say. So a lot of you all are feeling really uncomfortable to hear this. And I want you to know, and Spirit wants you to know, that this isn't a personal attack. It's a message to confirm what you already know deep inside of you. There is something that you enjoy doing or that you believe in that others around you don't understand, or they don't actively participate in this activity or whatever this is themselves. And you're not taking action on it because you've received harsh judgment, or you've watched other people receive harsh judgment for doing whatever this is. And what's hidden from you is that if you continue to invest your time in whatever this is, or you continue to I'm having a hard time getting this message out. All of a sudden, I feel as if I'm breathing heavy. I feel like I want to cut the track. So some of you all want to make certain types of music, but you're uncomfortable about it. Anyways, I almost want to stop this recording because it feels as if something is off. But that's an opposing energy that's trying to block out your light. And Spirit wants you to know that you're better than this. You are not a follower. You are not a beta. You are actually meant to be a leader. You're actually meant to be somebody who has independent thought. If this wasn't who you are deep down inside, if this wasn't who you were meant to be, you would have never been born into a space where you are surrounded by people who don't relate to what you do, but you still have this calling, or you're still drawn towards, or you still enjoy this. And there's a reason for this. It's because you were meant to shine light on, again, a particular activity or a particular set of ideas or a particular type of knowledge that the people around you haven't been exposed to. And even if it's too late for the people who are older than you or who are in your particular age range or your peers, the people who are coming after you are going to see that you're where you're from. You look like what you look like, or you were born into whatever you were born into, or you're from wherever you're from. and you were able to accomplish X, Y, and Z, or you were able to believe in this, or you were able to believe in yourself, or you were able to do this, so they can do it too. Even if it's not doing exactly what you're doing, they can have the strength and they can be encouraged to go after what they want to do, even if it's abnormal. So even if you have a dissenting opinion, it's okay. That's what you were called to do. That's who you were meant to be. I'm being called to give an example of a professional BMXer. He is a black man from a particular neighborhood that never saw people around him in that profession. So when he would tell people in his neighborhood who he wanted to be or what he wanted to do, they would make fun of him, or they would make jokes that was a white boy's job, or that was a different person's type of role to play or position to fulfill. Talked about how he knew this was meant for him since he was like 3 or 4, because as soon as he was able to ride a bicycle, he did some type of crazy trick, and his cousin was like, whoa, that was cool, or you just did X, Y, and Z. And from then on, he just continued to push his skills, to develop his skill level. And so that's what this 7 of Pentacles under this, I enjoy doing this. It's like, what's hidden from you is that if you continue to invest in whatever this activity is that you enjoy doing, or whatever you know is meant for you, you're going to get to the point where you are this King of Cups. You are a master at it. You are able to teach others. You are able to be an example to other people behind you. And going back to that example of the BMXer, I don't know if you call him a BMX rider or a BMXer, but I'm just saying BMXer. Okay, follow me. He is now somebody who is known worldwide. He is now somebody who has made a name for himself. So now people who are growing up or in generations behind him, they no longer see that profession as something that's not attainable to them. They see it as something that anybody can do. And so imagine if he would have decided to be a beta. Imagine if he would have decided to listen to other people making fun of what he was naturally gifted at because they didn't understand it. It wasn't meant for them to understand. That wasn't their purpose in life. That wasn't their talent. And I'm also channeling that these same people who tend to say things like this have something that they're talented in or they are gifted at, and they don't develop it because things got too hard, they gave up, or they don't believe that they can achieve this themselves. So because they have succumbed to that mentality, they expect others around them to do the same. And the spirit is telling you, you don't have to be that person. Because even if people in your home environment or local to you don't see you as somebody who can fulfill this position or don't understand you, there are people in other parts of the world or in other communities or in other parts of your country that completely understand whatever this is you enjoy, and they will actually support you. So your job isn't to stop believing in yourself. Your job isn't to limit yourself from taking action on what you know could truly fulfill you. But not only that, I'm getting it could bring you a lot of abundance. Your job isn't to listen to people who have a limited perspective. Your job isn't to have a closed mind because other people around you or other people in your community or culture is closed-minded about whatever this is. Move forward anyway. Yeah, even if it's not just an activity, but it's something you believe in, that same message applies. Because I'm also getting an example of Muhammad Ali, and he didn't agree with the draft. And back then, this man received all types of death threats. This man was intimidated left and right for expressing a dissenting opinion. Fast forward to today, the draft isn't in place. So, stand in your calling, stand in your truth is what's hidden from you. Like, you believe this for a reason. You enjoy this for a reason, especially when it's something that encourages you or other people, or especially when it's something that supports you and others on your highest path, you know? Because I'm picking up an energy of somebody that's karmic listening to this. And you have a dark perspective of the world that you want to push forward. And you think this message is encouraging that behavior, especially if it's something that involves taking the rights away from others, or it involves being underhanded. And this message is not for you. This message is for somebody who wants to express their gift, skills, or talent, or they believe in something that promotes the well-being of themselves and other people, or it's something defending their rights and other people's rights. It's something that's of a higher value. So, yeah, that's for a select few of you who clicked on this pile and you're karmic. But anywho, that's what's hidden from you, pile 2. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye. Hi, Pal 3. This is your reading on what's hidden from you. So, Pal 3, what's hidden from you is that it's okay to take all the time you need to rejuvenate yourself, to restore yourself, to heal yourself. Healing is not linear. That means that it could take multiple cycles. It could take multiple seasons. It could look like you speeding up one day and then a week or two later you're remembering the heartache and the pain that you've gone through. And that doesn't mean that you're stagnant. That doesn't mean that your situation is never going to move forward. It just means that there's a lot to untangle. There's a lot for you to process. There's a lot for you to move through. There are lessons that need to be discovered within whatever this is that for some of you all, it almost destroyed you. For others of you, it just really traumatized you or put you in a feeling of despair, or you experience a lot of pain from it. And if you need to take more time to rest, to heal, if you need more time to go on vacation, if you need more time to meditate or restore yourself after the end of this difficult situation, go ahead and embrace that. Go ahead and do what you need to do to recover. Like, it's simple as that. There's no need to overly explain yourself. There's no need to put yourself in a position or feel like you have to be fake positive or overly positive about the situation if you're still hurt. Spirit is encouraging you to simply be who you are. And it's not to say that Spirit is encouraging you to dwell in negativity. It's not to say that Spirit is not encouraging you to look for the light within your situations. What Spirit is saying is it may take you some time to find the light within that situation, especially if it was really dark and it was really heavy, and that's okay. It's going to take some time for you to cultivate positivity, because you have to find the light, you have to find the lesson through whatever you experience, and that's okay. Sometimes the only way to get through some things is to go through it. That entails going through the aftermath of it. So that entails feeling all the feels, the exhaustion that comes as a result of enduring it all. Make it through to the other side, and actually giving yourself the grace to take as long as you need in order to move forward is what's going to help you move quicker. You are going to be light years ahead of where you would be if you would have decided to shut off those emotions or pretend as if you're not going through what you've experienced, or pretending as if you didn't need that time or those activities or that vacation to restore and rejuvenate yourself. Especially when you're someone, because I'm getting for a lot of you all, you could have been abused by a past partner or a parent or someone that was close to you, someone that was dear to you. Or I'm getting that part of your lesson from this situation was learning how to do what's best for you, how to simply put yourself first. So if you know that you have gone through such a trying time, such a trying experience, if you know that you could have possibly been through an abusive situation, or some of you all were abandoned, that's going to require a lot out of you. And it's okay to stand up for yourself and to defend yourself. It's okay to be stubborn about what you need to do in order to take care of yourself. It's okay to pour into yourself. It's okay to be patient for yourself, or it's okay to be patient with yourself. And if that requires you having to stand up to people who don't understand that, then so be it. Because a lot of times, people who haven't been through abusive situations, people who haven't experienced your type of trauma or pain, are the main ones who tell you that you need to get over a situation, or you need to hurry up and heal from X, Y, and Z, or it shouldn't take you so long to move past something, or they will try to be empathetic, but it's obvious that they don't have the capacity because they're still trying to state their claim or state what they think that you should do in order for you to resolve whatever situation you've been in or to heal from whatever you've gone through. And so I'm going to give an example. If you are a woman who has been in an abusive relationship with a man, or you are a woman who has dealt with mental and emotional abuse in your work environment because you were the only woman in an environment full of toxic masculinity, another man is not going to be able to understand what you experience, particularly if they've never even been in those type of spaces, or if they've never been in that type of situation, even from their own perspective. They can only empathize with you but so much. And so part of your lesson in learning how to love and support yourself and not people please is to simply mind your business and allow other people to mind their business. And even if they don't know how to mind their business because they think they're doing what's best for you, just leave them be. Sometimes the best way to defend yourself is to just make your own decisions and make the best choices for you without going to battle with somebody. Like, sometimes you just have to understand that other people will not relate to you, or you have to understand that they can only relate to you to a certain level, or you have to understand that they're not going to know what you need, especially if they keep expressing it to you in so many ways. It's like, okay, I'm not about to go back and forth with you. I'm going to learn how to choose my battles wisely. So, for example, if you've gone through a breakup years ago and you're doing all the things that you need to do to unpack not only this relationship, but what led you to being in this type of relationship, whether or not it was something that happened to you in your childhood or something that happened to you in your early adulthood that taught you that those type of situations were okay. And this is just an example. This is not going to be the same for everybody. But, sometimes it's not only about unpacking that one relationship or that one situation. It's also about unpacking the root of the problem. And that's where we get true healing. And so, because you've taken the years to resolve the root of the problem, the root of the issue, you can now move forward in the rest of your life at a fast pace, achieving things that you never thought that you could and that others never thought that you could. And so that time of, let's just say it took you 3 to 6 years to unpack all of that, but for the rest of your life, nothing's holding you back. The other people who maybe did a little shadow work, or who maybe went to a therapist 1 or 2 times, or who maybe read one book about a situation and decided that that was enough, they're going to have to move ahead. That was a choice that they made for themselves, but you have to make the best choice for you, because this could be an issue or a wound that keeps festering in different types of ways for them, or that keeps popping up from now until they're 60, 70, 80 years old. But you've done the work to completely resolve this issue within yourself. So although it took up half of your 20s, you don't have to look at it again. Meanwhile, this is something that this person will still have to unpack in their elderly years, in their golden years. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, forget about what other people are advising you to do when you know what's best for you. And even if they're not saying it out loud, but you feel their judgment, like, Spirit is still encouraging you to take the time that you need to rejuvenate yourself, to heal yourself, and do what's best for you. And so with that, Pile 3, I'm going to leave it there. I thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking in. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye. Hi, Pile 4. This is your reading on what's hidden from you. So, Pile 4, you are a tough cookie to crack. A lot of you all have been doing protection spells. A lot of you all are protecting yourself from other people. Yeah, you have strong boundaries in place. And some of you all, you're just not taking the time to deal with anyone, or you're really keeping people at a distance. Others of you, you're not showing people what you have going on. I'm getting, you're not showing the left hand what the right hand is doing. Yeah, y'all are real intentional about how you're moving. This is really thought out plans. But what I'm getting from Spirit is you're not thinking from a standpoint of making the best decision for yourself, or making the best move, or taking the best actions so that what you want to be achieved will be accomplished effectively. It's more so of you being afraid, you doubting that what you want to accomplish will be achieved. And so you're moving with the presence of fear, not the absence of fear. It's like you're moving with regret in mind. You're moving with the thought of the things that failed, not necessarily moving with the thought of what you want to achieve being the priority or the first thing that you think about. And so while you have gained wisdom from your experiences in the past, it's having a greater impact on the decisions you make than you realize. And it could be throwing you out of alignment. And I just keep getting you're a tough cookie to crack, because it's really hard for me to even get past this surface level of information. Yeah, it's hard for people to get past your outer layer. It's hard for people to get past the surface with you. So let me pull some more cards to get more information on what's hidden from you. Clarify this peach tree. Clarify this peach tree. We got the 9 of Pentacles. Clarify peach tree. 9 of Cups. Clarify peach tree. Ten of Pentacles. So a lot of you all are in a really independent phase in your life. You're working on your finances, or you've established your finances. When you think about what actions you're going to take or what you want to do, it's in regards to what it is that you want. I don't know. Okay, so the example I'm getting is when you plan your day, your singular focus is how are you going to be fulfilled? But there's a part of you that's missing out on the sweetness of life. There's a part of you that wants to do something that's greater than you. There's a part of you that wants to be a part of something that leaves a legacy, whether or not this is a marriage, a business partnership. I'm really getting something in regards to either finance, your community, or love. And so you're moving like you're afraid to connect with other people. You're moving as if you want to be a lone wolf. But what you really desire in your heart of hearts is to be connected to others. Because when you leave a legacy, you have an impact on a larger group of people, whether or not that's your family, whether or not that's your descendants, whether or not that's your community, whether or not that's your clients, whether or not that's your customers or people you serve. It's like the intention that you're putting out and the actions that you're taking are the antithesis of what you actually desire, which is connectivity, but you're keeping a distance away from other people. Because you are just thinking and taking action from the perspective of caring for yourself, doing what's best for yourself, pouring into yourself, loving yourself. But in doing so, you're shielding yourself away from others. You're keeping yourself stuck in the place that you don't have to be. You no longer have to be. I'm getting you have already healed. Or you've already learned a certain lesson. Or you're actively healing, and you could do this with other people. Whether or not this is something as simple as, like, I just heard credit score. So some of you all, it's like you're making wise decisions when it comes to your finances, right? So this is just an example. It's not for everybody, but you're making wise decisions when it comes to your finances, or you're learning how to make better decisions. So you're doing this because you want to live on a better side of town, or you're doing this because you want better for your kids if you have them, or if you decide to have them, or you want to improve on the quality of life that you have so that you can go on vacations with friends and family or loved ones, or so that you can participate in activities where you get to meet people who are in better alignment with you. But it's like, you could transform your situation a lot quicker if you joined an organization or a group of like-minded people, or people who were on the same path as you. So for instance, like joining a nonprofit with people who are looking to do the same thing, and then sharing little tips and tricks with each other, or just encouraging each other without any judgment, or with the motivation to assist one another because you understand where you're coming from. You know? Same thing with romance. Yeah, same thing with romance, for instance. Because with this peace tree, for some reason, I'm thinking about like a marathon. So, yeah, and now we got the Queen of Wands out here. This is another example. If you're looking for a healthy relationship and you notice that it's a new trend for people who are looking for relationships to join a running club, and not only do you want a better body, but you want to meet a partner, especially if you're health conscious, why not join a running club? If you know that majority of the people in your age group are trying to use that as an avenue to meet new people, it's like, go where like-minded people are going to be. It's not about following a trend. It's just that this is a common place that you all can meet. It's like making things easier for yourself, not harder. Instead of looking at it like, I'm just going to go and see who's out there. I'm just going to go to see who's really at these events. But with this type of example, or these type of examples, Spirit is saying that you're doing the opposite of that by leading with fear. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to join this activity, or instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to join this group, or I'm going to check out this organization that has a similar goal as me, instead I'm going to keep a distance, or instead I'm going to I just keep getting be a lone wolf, or I'm just going to do things on my own and hope that I eventually find the people who want what I want, or who align with what I want, or who align with what I desire. And it's like, using the running club as an example. If you are a woman that's looking for her next partner and you're health conscious, you could plan out your schedule or plan out your days where you set the intention to go to a smoothie shop to meet a man that's health conscious and looking for romance. Now, that could happen, but that has a lower likelihood of you meeting somebody with a similar type of goal as it would if you went to a running club where single guys are now going to show up because they know this is where single women show up in your age range. And it's like, yes, there are going to be sleazy guys in the midst of all of that. Just like you may run into a sleazy guy at the smoothie shop. But there's a greater pool for you to choose from if you show up at a running club. It's like, okay, your third eye could kick in when you meet one guy at the running club and you realize, oh, that's not the one for me. Red flags. Okay, so the next week you show up and you meet two more guys, and neither of them gives you red flags, but you actually have more in common or more chemistry with one of them as opposed to the other. Now you just increase your likelihood of meeting somebody who is compatible with you, as opposed to just making a choice to keep a distance from other people and thinking, oh, well, I'll just go and grab a smoothie, and the type of guy that I want that's health conscious, he may be at the smoothie shop. Okay, maybe the health conscious guy that's exactly what you're looking for goes to a smoothie shop on the other side of town, or he makes his smoothies at home. He's never even heard of the shop that you go to. But he did hear about on social media how a lot of attractive women are going to running clubs, and he's looking for a new relationship, or his homeboys told him about trying out going to running clubs, so he's just going to go along for fun, and if he meets somebody, they're great. If not, oh well, he had fun with his guys. And same thing for you. Okay, so this is something that may not be your best cup of tea, but you know that you're around health conscious people because they're going to be open to this type of activity. And it just so happened that you met the one guy that came with his friends who was also looking for a relationship. Anyways, that's just an example. But I'm really getting that a lot of you all are pushing yourself further away from what's in alignment with you or your goals, because you're pushing other people away, and you can have so much more sweetness in your life. And so with that, powerful, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking in. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.